What's good with y'all, man? It's CT Hazy, and today I'll be ranking the top 10 small forwards in 2K21 PlayNow Online this year. But before we get into the video, please consider dropping a like, as it takes me a while to make these. And if you're new to the channel and enjoy PlayNow Online content, please consider smashing that subscribe button, as we are on the road to 1,000 subs. It's completely free and it'll mean the world to me. And lastly, if you want to get to know me, see me play live on Twitch, make sure you get there. I'll leave the link down below. Now without further ado, y'all, let's get right into it. Comment your top 10 small forwards down below before you hear mine. Alright, y'all, at number 10 we have Cam Reddish of the Atlanta Hawks, man.
Nope.
Man, originally I had this dude a lot higher. I'm a big Cam Reddish fan. I love him in 2K. I love using this Hawk squad, but as I played with all the players on this list that made my top 10 small forward list, I've just come to the realization that there's no way Cam's above all the other guys on this list. So let's get right into it. Cam Reddish is 6'8", he weighs 218 pounds, and he has a 73 3-ball, which is one of his weaknesses to me, like his biggest flaw in my opinion in 2K. But his perimeter defense is solid. It's an 81, and he has an 81 lateral quickness. On top of that, he's 6'8" again, y'all, so keep that in mind. I like to put him on the primary ball handler whenever I'm using this Hawk squad and beat up the other team's point guards or primary, whoever's bringing the ball up basically, and he will really be a pest on the defensive end. Now if we look at his badges defensively, he did, like, all around he only has 10 badges, y'all, and a lot of them are on like bronze. I think all of them are actually on bronze, y'all, and the only good one he has is finishing is Showtime, but it's a bronze like I said. And shooting, he has no badges. It's 0, zip, nada. And defensively, he doesn't have any good badges. He only has interceptor, off-ball pass, and chase down artist. Like, that's not really doing you much. Like, he needs to have clamps, tireless defender, those types of badges. So honestly, defensively though, it's not his biggest flaw. Like, he will hold it down for you, like I said, especially for this Hawk squad. It's just I wish he was a better shooter. Like, he has a decent release, he has that Paul George release, but I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, obviously it's his rating and his badges that's making him miss, because for me, at least personally, like, if he's like, once it's past that first quarter and he's tired, and if you run a 5-man lineup and never sub or even call timeouts, like, he's gonna miss every shot because he's just tired, and on top of that, just the lack of badges and rating, like I said. So yeah, with that being said, I got Cam Reddish at number 10 on my top 10 small forward list, y'all. We have Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat, y'all. So let's get right into it. Jimmy Butler is 6'7", weighs 230 pounds, and he has a 73 ball, and on top of that, he also has a 90 perimeter defense and a 90 lateral quickness. So this guy is basically like a souped up Cam Reddish. However, I don't like his build as much. He feels a little bit, he looks short. Although he is stocky in 2K, that'll help a lot because Cam Reddish is really slim. However, Cam Reddish looks a lot taller, his arms look longer. But the thing about Jimmy Butler is obviously he's way better defensively. He has 11 defensive badges, and the most important one, he has clamps on gold, y'all. That's huge. I wish it was on Hall of Fame, but nonetheless, he still got gold clamps, and that's a lot for PlayNow Online. And on top of that, not only does he have good defense, he has Steph Curry dribble sigs, y'all. Like, I don't get how 2K designates Curry sigs, dribble sigs, that is, to players, because obviously Jimmy Butler is not moving like that IRL. Like, they even gave this to like Curry sigs to like Rudy Gay, but that's a different story. So yeah, you can play make with Jimmy Butler. When I use this Heat squad, like, first of all, let me get this straight. I hate using this Heat squad for tier 1. They are not good, but yeah. And Jimmy Butler, like I said, can play make though, because of his dribble sigs. Like, you can really run around screens with him and quick stop in the mid range. He cannot shoot outside, y'all, even in a spot up situation. He only has a 73 ball. Although he has 13 badges, which is like, it looks good on paper for the badge wise, and release wise is actually not bad either. It's just, I don't know if it's me, but I can't green with him from 3-point line. And I think a big thing that attributes to that is he has cold spots, like from like the top and all of the right side, y'all, and he might even have it from the left wing too. Like, that's like big in 2K, especially in PlayNow Online. Like, you need guys that can shoot the ball, and especially if a guy that's playing your wing or guard spot. So yeah, and even rim running, like, Jimmy Butler's not the best running at the rim, but he is, like I said, a souped up Cam Reddish in my opinion. So with that being said, I have Jimmy Butler at number 9 on my top 10 small forward list, y'all. Alright, this one might throw some of y'all off. This one was weird for me, but just coming to the realization, just hear me out, y'all. I got RJ Barrett of the New York Knicks, y'all. So let's get into it. He is 6'6" and weighs 214 pounds. I like his build, and the way I use him is just like Jimmy Butler. I run him at the point guard, and this is another one of those guys that is weird to me because 2K gave him Curry sig, so he has Curry slide. Like, he can move and go crazy, y'all. And on top of that, the biggest thing I would say I like him over the other two guys is he can shoot the 3-ball. And when he has takeover, he has sharp badge. So that means once he gets that sharp badge, you could damn near quick stop as long as you get an open look out of a screen, or just out of a quick stop. I mean, he can green those, because I was greening with him and I don't even use this team like that. So if I would have used him more, I probably would have greened even more of my wide open shots that I missed with him. But yeah, let's look at his important stats. He has an 84 3-ball, and then on defense he has a 77 lateral quickness and a 77 perimeter defense as well. So out of the 3 guys on this list so far that we've come across, he's the worst defensively, but offensively I feel like, in my opinion, because he can shoot that 3-ball, he's the best out of these guys. Like 3-ball guys that can shoot the 3-ball, like I will take hands down over guys that can't shoot the 3-ball. Like I will literally like sub you out and you are not playing for me. Like I need guys that can shoot the ball. The only exception would be like preferably a center that could rim run, but let's not get too sidetracked with that. So yeah, and if we look at his badges, he has actually a lot of badges. He has 19 badges, and I don't know, I mean, I guess obviously he probably performed much better IRL than Cam Reddish did. I just wish Cam Reddish had the same amount of badges. This dude almost has twice the amount. Now he does have 7 shooting badges, 6 finishing, and 6 playmaking, and again he has 0 defensive badges, so that says a lot that his defense is not very good. But his build more than makes up for it, and especially if you're playing in tier 3 with this team, RJ Barrett will be just fine with his 6'6" build. So with that being said, y'all, I got RJ Barrett at number 8 on my top 10 small forward list. All right, y'all, coming at number 7, we have Michael Porter Jr., MPJ of the Denver Nuggets, y'all. So let's get into his build. He's 6'10", so he's the tallest small forward on this list so far. He might actually be the tallest small forward on this list in general, but he is 6'10", like I said, weighs 218 pounds, and he has an 88 3-ball. I believe that's the highest on this list so far thus far. Perimeter defensively though, he is very hooked. Like he is not going to hold it down for you. He's only has a 64 perimeter defense and a 73 lateral quickness. And I mean, yeah, I've watched this Nuggets team a little bit IRL, and obviously, yeah, he can't play defense to save his life, but he is a bucket IRL. And in 2K, he's more of a 3. I mean, I wish I could say and D player, but he's really just a floor spacer, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And he's different from the other guys. The other guys you can rim run and play make with and run around screens and dribble with. This guy is more of just like a stand in the corner and literally just shoot the ball and space the floor, like I said. But I have this guy over the other guys is because he does his role way better than the other guys. Like there's other guys that can rim run and run around screens and play make and all that way better than the guys previous than MPJ. Whereas MPJ can do his role as a spot up shooter very, very well. If you get his release down, like he is knocked down. And on top of that, I know defensively he's not very, like, stat wise he's not there, but he's 6'10", y'all, so he's gonna be in the passing lane at least, and he will hold his down and PlayNow Online at least, because there's not a lot of guards that, you know, and there's not a lot of guys that will cook with one guy. And like I said, he's 6'10", so he will get rebounds and blocks too. Like for me, he be getting blocks and be getting clutch rebounds at times when it's a close game. If we look at his badges, he only has 12, but majority of them, he has 8 of them. That's more than 50% of his badges for shooting. Now I will say that they're kind of low tier, they're only silvers, but he has a lot of important ones, right? He has catch and shoot, corner specialist, pick and popper, difficult shots, hot start, and hot zone hunter. So those are some big key badges in terms of shooting, y'all. So yeah, I really like MPJ. I love him as a role player. He does his role way better than the other guys previous to him. So yeah, with that being said, I have MPJ at number 7 on my top 10 small forward list, y'all. All right, y'all, coming in at number 6 on my top 10 small forward list is DeMar DeRozan, y'all. He is 6'6" and weighs 220 pounds. I love his player build. He, like, I know he's not the tallest in terms of being a small forward, but his arms are stupid long. Like he got that Kawhi type of arms, like where it's just damn near dangling, touching the floor type of build. And on top of that, I love his release, y'all. He got that T-Mac release, and if you know that release is absolutely water. Now, I will say he only has a 64 3-ball, and he does have 11 shooting badges. Some of them are pretty good. Gold, difficult shots, dead eye, flexible release, green machine, hot zone hunter, pick and popper, tireless shooter, volume shooter, and hot start. He doesn't have any defensive badges though, so that leads me to his defense. His defense isn't the best, but for this team, he's actually the second best on-ball defender. I put Lonnie Walker in the primary and then put DeRozan on the secondary, but he has a 73 perimeter defensive rating and a 76 lateral quickness, and he will do just fine, especially in tier 2. Like there's not a lot of guys that you need to worry about in tier 2. So yeah, but I will say, although he can't shoot threes, he can move and quick stop in the mid range, y'all. He's like a CP3 Kobe Bryant type of player where you can run around and literally just use the whole mid range area to just quick stop and shoot, and it's so easy to green, y'all. As long as you get a wide open and he's not blinking red, like that's water. And on top of that, DeRozan can get to the rim, y'all, and dunk on dudes' heads. He was straight yam on dudes' heads. The one downfall I wish though is I wish he had Showtime. Like he be dunking, like he be like, it looks like he be dunking, throwing down Showtime slams, but he doesn't have Showtime, not even on bronze, y'all. Like he has 9 finishing badges, but he doesn't have Showtime, y'all. So that really holds him back, y'all. This dude could have been a little higher. He could have been maybe number 4 on this list instead of number 6, but because he doesn't have Showtime, that really hurts his value. On top of that, he can't play defense. But again, I love his build, I love his release, and you could really go crazy with DeMar DeRozan, y'all. So with that being said, I have DeMar at number 6 on my top 10 small forward list. Coming in at number 5, we have Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks, y'all. So let's get into his build. He's 6'7", weighs 222 pounds. So he has a nice solid frame. I will say though, his arms like are kind of short, I feel like, in my opinion. So I feel like playing the passing lanes with him won't be very, he's not going to excel very well at that. So defensively, that's kind of already a downfall to him. But he has an 85 perimeter defense, which is crazy to me. I didn't know he could play that good of a defense IRL. And he also has an 85 lateral quickness. And he has 8 defensive badges, y'all. Some of them are, a lot of them are low tier, majority of them actually. But he has some of the important ones. He has clamps on bronze, tireless defender on bronze, and heart crusher on bronze. So he has some pretty good defensive badges, y'all. And on top of that, he's 6'7", y'all. So keep that in mind. And then offensively is where he really excels. He has an 86 3 ball, 88 mid-range, and he has 16 shooting badges. He has catch and shoot on goal, corner specialist, hot zone hunter, hot start. Although he does have steady shooter, which is why I be missing some of my wide open shots with him. I be 50-50 with this dude sometimes, and it really be selling me sometimes. But there's also games where he don't miss, like he literally will not miss and just green everything. So that's the reason why I have him over DeMar, is because he can shoot 3s, and DeMar can only shoot 2s and go for dunks. Like that can only take you so far. So spacing the floor is really important this year in 2K. So I love shooters. Obviously, if you know me, you know me. I'll pick a shooter over a slasher any day of the week in 2K21 this year. So yeah, with that being said, I got Chris Middleton at number 5 on my top 10 small forward list. Alright, y'all, so coming in at number 4 on my top 10 small forward list is Jayson Tatum of the Boston Celtics, y'all. So he's 6'8" and weighs 210 pounds. And let's get into his stats and badges. He has an 85 3 ball. Now with his shooting, y'all, like he has good shooting badges and he has a good rating from the 3-point line and mid-range with an 86 at the mid-range. But it's just that release, man. There's like, it's just so ugly to me. Like I don't mess with his release at all. Like I'd rather shoot with a guy like Chris Middleton, DeMar DeRozan, all those other guys before him, damn near. I'd rather shoot with them before shooting with Jayson Tatum. Now I will say Jayson Tatum, he has really good defense. He has an 89 perimeter defense and an 87 lateral quickness. The thing with Jayson Tatum that makes him really good is he can finish at the rim very well. Like he will get some contact dunks here and there, and he just gets some good animations here and there. Now I won't say it's to the likes of like a guy like LeBron James or Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he will get to the rim, and he's 6'8", and he can play defense. In a spot-up situation, his shot is not bad. You just got to really get that thing down and practice it, and he will be fine. But I don't play with this Celtics squad often, and I just don't. Every time I play with them, I don't like shooting with Jayson Tatum. I'd rather shoot with a guy like Jaylen Brown, in my opinion. His shot is way more smoother, and I get more greens, even though it's stat-wise it's not even better than Tatum, but it's just release is huge, yo. Like preference at least is huge, and I am not a big fan of Jayson Tatum's release. But like I said, he's 6'8", he has a good build, he will get in the passing lanes, he can get to the rim, and he can play defense, y'all. And in a spot-up situation, he is not like, he won't be terrible if you can get that release down. If you can't get that release down, then just like how I feel about him, you're not gonna like shooting with him at all. So with that being said, I have Jayson Tatum at number 4 on my top 10 small forward list. Alright, y'all, so at number 3 we have Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans, y'all. I love BI because he's literally just like a mini Kevin Durant. He's a little demigod, y'all. So let's get right into his build. He's 6'8", which is nice. They definitely gave him a height boost, because I know to start the year he was only like 6'7" or 6'6", I believe 6'7", and that difference between 6'7" and 6'8" makes a world of difference, I feel like, in 2K. But he only weighs 190, and obviously IRL he's stupid skinny, so he has a really frail build in 2K, which kind of hurts him, I feel like, in my opinion, especially if you want to play him at the the power forward spot. If you want to play small ball, he really gets bullied down there. But yeah, so let's get right into his stats now. He has an 83 3 ball, which is kind of low, but his release makes up for it, because I feel like, in my opinion, I'd be greening out like 10-20 times way more than Jayson Tatum's bum ass release. Yeah, so and on top of that, he has 14 shooting badges. A lot of them are on silver. Catch and shoot is on silver, deadeye, difficult shots, flexible release, green machine, tireless shooter, volume shooter, etc. But he also has 0 defensive badges. And stat wise, he's only a 69 perimeter defensively and a 72 lateral quickness. So defensively, he's not very good, but his length will make up for it because he will play the passing lanes just fine. And in my opinion, he moves way faster than Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum moves so slow in my opinion. Like, I can't move with that dude. So I like using Brandon Ingram because he can literally run around screens and quick stop at the 3-point line, y'all. And he's 6'8". Like, how many players can do that at that height? Like, besides KD, like, who else really can come to mind in PlayNow Online current teams? So yeah, Brandon Ingram could do so much, y'all. He could slash too. He can quick stop from the 3-point line and mid-range. He has a nice release and he's 6'8", y'all. Like, what else could you ask for? It's just his defense that's not really there, and he will get plucked because I've gotten plucked with this dude surprisingly a couple of times. Like, even in this gameplay, I got plucked a couple of times with this dude. Like, he'll just get the ball ripped randomly, but nonetheless, like I said, he doesn't have any major like flaws, like in terms of like his release or being slow or anything like that. So with that being said, I have Brandon Ingram at number 3 on my top 10 small forward list. All right, y'all. Number 2, we have Kawhi Leonard of the Los Angeles Clippers, y'all. So let's get into his build. He's 6'7" and weighs 225 pounds. Kawhi damn near got one of the best builds in the game. I just wish he was like 6'8", because he, man, I'm telling y'all, that 6'7" and 6'8" difference is just a whole world of difference. I don't know what it is, but nonetheless, he still has a really good build because his arms be touching his ankles type thing. And so defensively, you already know what Kawhi gets into. Defensively, he has a 97 perimeter defense and a 97 lateral quickness, and on top of that, he has 13 defensive badges, and he has clamps on Hall of Fame, y'all. There's not a lot of players in PlayNow Online that have that. So defensively, he's a demon. He be absolutely beating up other teams' guards or whoever you put him on, basically. And he can guard 1 through 4, damn near 1 through 5, especially this year with posts being dead this year and not being really able to score out of the post this year. He could damn near guard 1 through 5. He just won't board as good. He just might get snagged a little bit here and there if you put him on a 5, but I would never put him on a 5. I would definitely put him on the other team's best player bringing up the ball. Now, I will say Kawhi's downfall would be like, if you want to use him in the half court situation to like play make and create, you can't really do that. His dribble sigs ain't the best. He has a nice tween, but in terms of half court sigs, he's not really like, I try to play make with him in this, even in this gameplay right here, and this game ended up being a close game. And the only thing I could really do with him, if your opponent is gonna paint sit, is the only thing I could really do is run around screens and quick stop in the mid range. But like Kawhi in the mid range, like in terms of his efficiency, at least for me, wasn't super high compared to a guy like Kobe or CP3, those type of guys. So what Kawhi is really good at, he's really good at being a 3-and-D role player, in my opinion. Now, in a fast break situation and transition, Kawhi is really good, just running to the rim and going crazy and dunking on people. But when it comes to trying to score off of a made basket from your opponent and just trying to score in the half court and just running pick and rolls or anything like that, Kawhi is not really that guy for you. But I will say Kawhi is the hands down best 3-and-D player, up there with him. Between him and Clay, it's like you could really pick and choose his preference if you'd rather have more defense or more shooting at that point. But yeah, Kawhi definitely got the best defense in the entire game. Him and Giannis are probably tied for first. But in terms of 3-and-D, man, him and Clay are really tied for that first spot, y'all. So with that being said, I have Kawhi Leonard at number 2 on my top 10 small forward list. And at number 1, man, if you didn't see this come in, then something's wrong with you. We have LeBron James at number 1 of our top 10 small forward list, y'all. Man, they gave this man a boost because I know he was not 6'9" to start the year. So yeah, he's 6'9" and weighs 250 pounds. Like, if you're like, you gotta already know, man. Like, everyone uses this Lakers squad, so you already know what LeBron gets into. He's probably one of the best, or if not the best, rim running player in PlayNow Online this year. And he probably has been for like the last 10 2Ks now. So yeah, let's get into his stats. His 3 ball is not very good. I mean, it's okay. It's an 82, but his release is what holds him back, in my opinion. Like, that release is not very good. Definitely not good for quick stopping anywhere on the court, not even the mid range. And he has hot spots around the arc, but even in a spot up situation, I'm not a big fan of it. And especially from the corners, if you know, LeBron can't really shoot threes from the corners because he takes that step in, so it's a long 2. But I mean, he'll never ever really be in that situation anyways with the Lakers, because you're gonna use him most of the time to do all of your playmaking, creating, and rim running and all that stuff. Now, defensively, he's tough too, just like Kawhi. He's not as tough as Kawhi, but he has a really nice build, and he's taller. He has a couple of inches in terms of height over Kawhi. And his perimeter defense is at an 89 and lateral quickness is at 88. Defensively, he has 16 badges, and he has clamps, but it's only on bronze, y'all, which is kind of crazy to me. But he does have some good badges: defensive leader, heart crusher. Those two are huge. And then in terms of finishing, he has 15 badges and 15 shooting badges as well, and 14 playmaking. So that's with a grand total of 60. So he has a lot of badges, y'all, a lot of solid badges. Let's see if he has Showtime, and he has Showtime on gold, y'all. Like, that's tough for LeBron. That means a lot, because you're literally just gonna rim run with him and or kick out in a 5-out situation, and you get this dude a couple of Showtime slams. Like, man, your whole team's gonna have takeover. And on top of that, he has heart crusher, so his other team's probably gonna be cold. So he's really like a Giannis. But yeah, the thing with LeBron, again, like I said, is his release kind of holds him back. I'm not a big fan of that, even in a spot-up situation. But he does everything else well. He can defend. He can be your point guard. He can do so much. It's just that shooting kind of weighs him down. And last thing too that I don't like is his free throws, y'all. I swear I be missing free throws with this dude more than I miss with Giannis. I can green with Giannis more consistently than LeBron. But yeah, that's gonna conclude LeBron. We have LeBron at number 1 on our top 10 small forward list, y'all. But alright then, y'all, that is gonna wrap up this video. Hope y'all dig it. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, as we're on the road to 1,000 subs. It's completely free and it'll make my day. And as always, I appreciate every single one of y'all, and much love.